Hello and welcome to Streamer Tips. I am Eidos, also known as Kevin, and I am very scatterbrained today. I'm going to be showing you Macrodeck, which is kind of an Elgato replacement. Not Elgato, Elgato Stream Deck replacement. And I think this is a really cool program, not just for streamers, but for also maybe video editors and stuff like that. Because, well, you'll see what the program does later, but I'm just gonna show you where to get it and all that stuff. So, we're gonna go over to Firefox. This is totally how I use my Firefox and nothing more. Go over to macrodeck.org. I have it highlighted. It'll also be in the description. Go to downloads and download this. You are going to need an Android device for this. I don't know if it works with iOS, and I don't know the specific market shares of each cell phone operating system right now. I used to know that stuff, but I don't. But just click download installer. And there you go. Binary file. 20%. Yeah. Server. 20%. Yeah. All that stuff. You will need .NET Framework. It's needed for a lot of games, so you'll probably have that 7, 8, or 10 version of Windows. Probably all that stuff you will have. And then go over to your, to the Play Store and just search Macrodeck Client. I wouldn't really trust any of these things because even if you're like truly sure that it is a truthful web link, I just don't trust it. I'd much rather go direct from Google and all of that. I don't know, it's just my own choice. But go through the exe and all the typical installation steps. I'm not gonna work with that because, you know, you probably understand how to install programs. If you don't, I'm sorry? But you'll end up with something that says Macrodeck server and has this layout. And now to get it to work on an Android device. With the server running, of course, go over to your command prompt and type in ipconfig. You can just type Windows R, CMD, all that stuff, and you'll get a command prompt. But, yeah. But just type ipconfig, you'll get a prompt that looks something like this, and go to your Ethernet adapter. If you're using wireless, it'll say wireless adapter. Yeah. And note the IPv4 address. Don't worry, it's not your external address, it's just the address that your router understands. You will have to have your Android device on Wi-Fi for this. So, yeah. Now there are two different ways that you can connect with your Android device. I'm using Nox here because I can't screen record on an Android, because that's not actually something that I care to do, and I don't think that my phone would actually, like, enjoy that. Paste in that IPv4 address. Not paste in, but just copy it over and just say, hey, yeah, this is, yeah. Go connect via Wi-Fi, and you see that these line up perfectly. These are my settings, and if I click on this, you can't hear me. So that's probably, I was actually screaming that entire time. So, yeah. My neighbors love me. Windows features. Sorry, I was experimenting with some stuff earlier. But the reason why I'm not using this is because I wanted to use it for a soundboard. You see that works, but none of these other sounds work because it doesn't. Sorry, little bit of a technical side of this. Macrodeck does not save file paths correctly, so yeah, at least for media. I don't understand that, but okay. But as you can see, this is a very powerful setup. You can use hotkeys and stuff like that. You can even shut down your computer with it. Lock windows. I don't really understand why you would be using this because this is very much tailored for streamers and stuff. You can open specific folders. Video editors might actually find this a little bit useful because say you want to open up your project folder and you just have that set up. You can go to sorry, my brain just like lost everything there. You can have media playback control, Explorer browser stuff, just making stuff a little bit easier. And if you want it to interface with your OBS, you actually have to use an internal WebSocket thing and download a plugin and stuff. It's not too difficult, but yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Switch folder, stuff like that. Folder back, you have those for macros. Twitter, post tweet. You can actually link your Twitter account. I haven't yet because security. Twitch username and access token is needed to do any of the Twitch functionality. Spotify functionality requires you to have Spotify installed. Yeah, it's pretty nice, honestly. The only issue that I see with it is that it does not and this is again kind of just a little bit of a thing. You see how this is being stored? This is not an absolute path. This is a local path, and I don't know where it starts or what folder these are required to be in. I have tried to find a contact email address for the developer, SuchByte. A little bit of a promotion there. But he says, unfortunately, I'm too busy to answer emails for now. I ask for understanding, and I do understand. Lazy jackass. Little bit of joking, not really mad at him. I'm assuming that this is not his job, or it's just a side project. Yeah. But definitely a cool little program. And for most people, this would be more than enough in terms of macros. For me, not so much. Multi-hotkey recording. I can use it. I'd love to use it, but that's already functionality that my keyboard has. So, it doesn't really add too much, except for the extra, like, little bit of real estate that it gives me. But yeah, if this helps you, hope it does. If this stops you from spending too much money on an Elgato Stream Deck, good. And yeah, peace.